Hello and welcome everybody to round 4, final round, front 9 coverage of the 2020 Ledgestone Insurance Open presented by Grip Equipment and Discraft. I'm Brian Earhart, joined here today by Tom Earhart. What's up, my man?
How's it going, Brian? Glad to be bringing you guys coverage by Gatekeeper Media.
And we have Lake Eureka for the final round. This is the second round that the players are playing on Lake Eureka. And you played the event, and you played the event pretty well. What are your thoughts on this course?
This course is all about just getting off the tee well. If you get off the tee well and you stay in bounds, you can at least take pars on most of these holes, and birdies will come.
And again, thank you all to the Patreon supporters of Gatekeeper, helping us make more disc golf coverage possible. We have an awesome card here.
Amazing card.
We have 4 different companies represented with Dickerson, Uli, Garrett Gurthie, JohnE McCray, all veterans of the sport of disc golf and the tour circuit. I think they attack this course in different ways as well.
Yeah, all these guys have big power too. These guys can attack a lot of the hardest holes on the course here, so we'll see how aggressive they get.
And we move straight into hole number 1. One of the many signature holes on this course, forcing the players to throw a long, committed distance driver shot if they want to have an easy birdie.
Yep, and if you just get in bounds on this tee shot, the approach is pretty manageable. All these guys are looking to pick up a birdie to start their round here.
And what kind of wind were we facing on round 4?
For the most part, it was kind of a head right, or it was kind of a head left right, I'd say. So it was kind of helping the righty backhand. There's Dickerson here looking to throw a little bit of a flex shot.
It looks like he's got an FX2 in his hand. This is a disc that's a newer disc. He helped design it, and I think he's clubbing down in speed just to get this in bounds.
Was it the little hyzer release? Wow.
And as you can see, that control driver has plenty of distance potential.
Perfect. Just easy pitch up from there, about 175 feet to 200 feet.
And you probably saw last round, and probably early this season, Uli has taken a big love for the nuke. And here's an old first run that he's throwing.
It's going to be right there by Dickerson, probably. Yep. Double G has the potential to go for an eagle here, but, well, let's see what he does.
He threw out of his glasses. Gets a big drift right. I think it still has enough height to get back left. That road is OB back there. Almost 3 identical tee shots.
Yeah, he's just looking for some flex at the end there. If that was going to keep turning, that was going to go OB.
And it's funny how I'm thinking the most experienced player on this card might be playing it the most aggressively.
Yep.
Little overturn. That's got to get down fast, though.
And bounce.
Cut roll back to the top of the brim, and he has a treacherous upshot compared to the rest of his card mates, but still manageable if he keeps the disc low.
It's got to skip.
And that's something that you were mentioning about this approach shot. This green is especially sticky.
Yep. Once the disc grabs the grass up there, it kind of just sticks by the green.
And Double G throwing definitely a slower disc.
Yeah, this is a Rock 3, actually.
Great play.
Uli going with a Raptor?
Yep, that is a Tour Series Uli Raptor. It's a little high.
And the green, yeah, it's just so sticky right there.
Just like you were saying. Yep. 20 feet short.
Dickerson looks like he's going with a overstable putter of sorts. Yeah, all these guys looking to pick up the birdie here. JohnE McCray has about a circle's edge putt, and everybody else is pretty close. A little further.
goes with a spin putt and just goes a little bit right. He should have an easy tap in for the par here. And Yuli's been putting pretty solid recently. Let's see if he can cash this in.
Good start there from Uli.
Yeah, I mentioned this yesterday, but hole 1 is definitely a hole that you can get a pretty reasonable birdie on without having to work too hard, and it pads your score for the next few holes these players are having to face in the front 9.
Yeah, the front 9 has a lot of scoring separation other than hole 1, really. 1, you really just want to get your birdie, and so if you get a bogey on some of the harder holes, it kind of cancels it out.
Double G with another birdie.
JohnE McCray tapping in the only par of the group.
And we move on to hole number 2.
Hole 2 at the Lake Eureka course. Super tough tee shot for the righty player. A lot of guys are going to be choosing a forehand, kind of a low ceiling distance driver forehand to kind of get out into the right. Some guys are going to be choosing backhand, which makes their second shot a bit further. But then you have this green you have all these trees on the right, you have water on the left, there's a slope from right to left. It's just a really, really difficult birdie to get.
And that's why I think a lot of players, like you were saying with the backhand air shot, a lot of players are starting to opt for the roller to make that second shot a little bit less treacherous.
True.
And Dickerson, no slouch with a sidearm, probably trying to bend the corner with this one. That was fully committed.
That is great.
He'll be able to attack the green with a slower disc now.
Yep. Uli, I was actually on the 4th card here, and he chooses to go roller.
And I think the roller is a great play if you are decently experienced with getting the disc to break at the right point. This is a heat from Uli.
This looks good, breaking a little early. Yeah, just
common miss for the roller, but
common miss, but he takes his OB from up there, and it's a manageable par from there. G going with that rock 3 again. It's fading a little early. He actually lost his favorite rock 3 on this hole the day before.
So this is a new one that he's probably throwing.
Right, so this is a new one, a little more overstable than his other one. Ooh.
And I'm not surprised to see this from JohnE.
I think this is a little better than Uli's. Well, maybe not.
Almost an identical shot. I think it's good they both pulled the flippier disc to throw the roller with, just because you can control that break point. But again, it's still uneven ground in some spots and tough to get that roller to lay down perfect.
Ooh. Oh, a little short. Okay. Either way, it should be easy par.
Yeah, and with this hole playing 0.49 strokes over par at a 4.49, 4 is okay.
Yep.
Especially after birdieing hole 1.
This upshot for JohnE, it plays really well for a forehand, but he's not one for forehands.
And one of the best putter throwers our sport's ever seen. Looks like he is throwing a slower mid or a putter, and that tree catches a lot of second shots. He should be about 35, low ceiling.
Uli going with that sidearm Raptor.
Looks like he sawed it off just a bit.
It's going to hit that same tree maybe. Oh,
Ooh,
a little more
nasty right kick.
It's going to be a tough putt.
Ooh, smooth shot from Dickerson. If that slides.
Yeah, soft landing putter there. That was great play.
And G looks like he's got a Sonic in his hand. He might be trying to give this a bit of a run.
Just playing to the safe side of the green there. No problems.
And I think Garrett did take the scoring spread into consideration there. I don't think that was a run. Now, Uli has a choice here.
on the pole.
He looks dialed in, and Uli is known for his final round pushes. He's been on multiple lead cards at Worlds and has made big runs at big titles, and I think he's starting to get ready to get back to that point after a big surgery last year.
JohnE with his disc on the circle 1 line, it looks like. Super low ceiling. I had the same putt in the final round, and it's a headwind here. Ooh.
And that is out of bounds. I think the headwind can play to your advantage on that putt to stall the disc, but still so risky to run it with the OB right behind it.
But JohnE, great birdie from Chris. But JohnE, he's so aggressive that this is the final round. He's pushing for a good score.
And the aggressive play, once you get experienced with it, is more effective and scores better than playing safe every hole. And that is an unfortunate double bogey 6 for JohnE. And this course very quickly makes you feel like you have to start playing catch up. And this one right here has just gotten so many players in the field, even though the basket's just staring you down from just 260 feet.
Yeah, it says 260 feet, but I think it plays closer to 300 feet. A little uphill, OB all on the left side. Just a really difficult hole.
And just due to the fact that OB on the left is so close to the tree line and the gap is so tight, I like Chris's play here with the counterclockwise spin. So if he does clip a tree, the chances of it shooting left are a lot lower.
Yep.
But he is going for that outside gap.
This is a risky play. He's going to roll the dice here, and he parks it.
That's a great move. And the best part is he threw that flick low, so if he does hit the grass on the left of the path, he'll still get a big enough skip to get over.
Really going with the force here?
And he sees some sort of outside flex line that a lot of players are not seeing.
This is the Nate Sexton gap. This is what Nate Sexton took when he won his Ledgestone a couple years ago. That's a great shot from Uli.
Very underutilized line for the righty sidearm. And Garrett's taken a weird hyzer on the other side in the past.
Yep, he's going right side here. It's got to get almost, but
that was super close.
Inbounds.
And I guess it takes out that, OB, and if you do get a kick, you're in the middle of the fairway.
JohnE saws this off, and this is going to be OB.
Yeah, that has no chance.
You have a good line on that ball. Thank you.
He's going to have probably about a 80-footer for his par, maybe. G with the Sonic. Playing a little catch. No worries.
And here's JohnE again after the 6. You know he's going to try to drop this in.
It's a little closer than 80. Oh, wow.
There's another bogey for JohnE.
+3 through 3 for JohnE.
And Dickerson after a pretty well-executed sidearm left gap.
And this is for neg 3 through 3. Great start. That is such a good start.
Yeah.
It makes you feel so much more comfortable on the rest of the course.
Something I really like about Uli's putt, it actually looks a little different than it used to look. And he had mentioned, me and him taught a clinic during the week, and he was talking about his new fascination with his putt is only worrying about where the disc is coming out of his hand. His release point is the most important thing for him. So it's really nice to see him hitting putts with a different style than he used to have. I know he's changed his putt so many times throughout the years.
Yeah, his putt right now looks dialed. It's nice and flat, good pace. Whatever he's doing with it, it looks great right now.
I just want to send a huge thank you out to all of our Innova throwers that have supported the Tour Series program. Every player on Team Star and Champion has a special signature disc available at the Innova factory store and at retailers around the world. Huge part of what keeps us able to do what we love and be professional disc golfers out there on tour. So thank you so much for supporting it.
And we move into hole number 4, 423 feet. Flat for about 100, and then the ground just drops out from under you, and you have this big downhill fairway. And don't worry, it's still ledgestone. There is OB about 30 feet to the right of this fairway, and trees lining the entire way.
This is a bonus birdie in my mind. Anybody who picks up a 2 here is feeling really, really good about the round.
Yeah, this is one of the shots, again, like hole 3, where you pick your miss, because you know even if you're a micrometer off, you could potentially kick into the out of bounds. You have to kind of pick what side you want to throw. And Dickerson tries going with his flex.
Little flex here. Oh, wow. And he has a wide open putt for the birdie. He doesn't even know it.
Almost the perfect side to really play it on, too. A lot of players are opting, if they just want to play safe for a 3, there is a hyzer on the right side that you can throw. Might not get you an easy birdie look, but this is Uli going Comet. Look at that late drift from the Comet.
Come on. Little deep, but it's going to be a putt for a birdie. I'm sure he'll take that.
He has no other choice. And Garrett probably going with another late drifting rock shot.
Yeah, it's that same rock 3. A little sawed off here.
The left side is manageable. If you do get down about halfway, you'll at least have a pitch out.
Oh, yeah. It should be a pretty easy par for him.
And that's the other thing. The little mound that the basket is placed on really makes you make a decision on whether or not you're running the putt from circle 2.
Right.
As Johnny throws a really well-thrown, looks like a potential putter here.
Oh. Johnny with a rough start already. He was probably loving that shot out of his hand.
No problem for Garrett.
Johnny just not in a good enough spot to run that putt. Uli here, I'm sure, is going to be running this putt.
Especially with a couple putts that he's made this round.
Uphill look, too. Oh, so close.
Just right. No roll away, though. He will take a par. And here's Dickerson. Rare to be on the right side of the basket.
Dickerson is 4 for 4 to start his round.
This is kind of a pattern we're seeing with Chris Dickerson. He'll have one mediocre round midway through the tournament, and then final round, it's game over for a lot of players.
We got 3 tap outs here for the par. So we have a birdie from Dickerson, 3 pars, and we're moving on to the baseball hole. The baseball hole is playing 476 feet with OB deep, right, left of the basket. There's just OB everywhere. It's pretty much an island. Well, it is an island, but players are just going to be looking to get this in bounds at least. And if they have a putt for birdie, great.
Yeah, a lot of these top players on these top 3-4 cards are mainly all throwing a power hyzer at this. Some are laying up if they really don't feel confident in the drive and going wide in bounds. But Dickerson, after 4 for 4, probably trying to drop this in the basket for ace. That looked decent out of his hand. And he's inside circle 2.
That's a great shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one played a 3.75, so played almost similar to a lot of par 4s we see on tour.
Uli going with a nuke?
Yes, and a very good correction from yesterday's round. He threw it a little bit higher, a little bit more nose up. That 13-speed disc is able to then stall out and fade, and he has about a 65-footer as well.
I watched Double G just park this hole yesterday, but he doesn't like this one. Stay in bounds. It's going to be in bounds. Yeah, he put this one about 15 feet yesterday.
Yeah, and that's where the frustration is coming from.
Yep.
Someone with that much power, he probably could get there with a mid-range if he wanted to. Mm-hmm. Here's Johnny. He doesn't like it.
He doesn't like it, but I think this is... Oh, this might be a little deep. Ooh, okay.
Very solid. He'll take his meter from inbounds there, and he has a shallow circle 2-putt.
Sorry, boring golf, guys.
Here's Dickerson for the 5-for-5 start. You wonder how much he really wants this birdie.
At this point, I feel like he has room for it, so I think he's definitely looking to make it. No half runs whatsoever. Oh my gosh!
But it was in.
What a that was a great safe run though.
And Dickerson self-proclaiming that it was in. So give him the birdie. Give him the birdie. He'll take a 3 frown face on that one.
Here's Julie. I think he's lining up the Annie putt.
And reminiscent of, speaking of previous putting strokes for Uli, that was how every putt came out of his hand for a long time. So really interesting that he's going back to that for the longer putts.
Yep, he chooses that, especially for elevated baskets. He'll go to the Annie putt. Here's JohnE for birdie. You know he wants this one. Oh, just high out of the hand. He's going to be on the fence. He's going to take a meter off the fence, but he's still going to be about 20, 25 feet for the par. Oh, no. JohnE going to take another bogey. None of these players picking up the birdie on hole 5. But par is okay. You know JohnE is upset with the 3-putt there. I think that puts JohnE to +5 through 5.
Just goes to show you the mental warfare that this park plays on the players, and it's crazy to see some of the best players of all time going +5 through 5. We just don't see that on too many tour courses. Hole number 6, par 4, 885 feet. One of the hardest par 4s to score a birdie on, and a lot of players are very okay with taking a par. Big wide hyzer to the elbow of this dogleg right hole, and then trying, if going for the birdie, a huge hyzer over the OB the entire way. This is a really hard hole.
Just a risk-reward hole. If you have the distance, you know you can birdie this hole with 2 440-foot shots, but there's so much OB, and the grass is actually pretty skippy on the second shot. This first shot is pretty basic. All these guys are going to put a big wide hyzer out there. There's plenty of space. They're going to look for at least, like I said, probably 430 feet of distance. Dickerson plays a fine shot.
And the closer to the out of bounds on the right that your drive gets, the easier your second shot is to the basket. But really just putting it in bounds right away is the way to go. Uli going with a nuke again.
Love this.
Yeah, I actually love this shot. Hanging it out of bounds with tons of trust.
No way.
Oh, my gosh.
Unbelievable.
And he's out of bounds way out there. I thought that was going to be the perfect shot.
I thought that was great. He's going to have to, he's going to play way back. G going with the X-Cal. I'm pretty sure.
Is that one of those EcoStar X-Cals?
I'm pretty sure that's an EcoStar X.
One of the best runs of that disc ever made.
Mm-hmm. He's a little left there, actually. He's going to be probably 500 plus feet from the basket. But if anybody can get to the basket from there, it's Double G. This looks wide.
That's got to come left quick.
Hurry. Hurry. Okay.
And that's the result we were hoping Yuli's had, and you could tell he kind of misfired that one.
Man, what a couple feet does.
And Yuli is not too much far ahead of the tee pad.
Just going to play a sidearm here with the Raptor. This is a good play. He could probably just go Raptor, Raptor, and save his bogey.
Which really isn't that bad. This hole scored a 4.73 on average out of almost 200 players. So 5 on this one is really one of the bogeys that's almost okay to take.
Right. Dickerson looking like he's got a right to left wind here.
And that's the trust you need.
That's got to finish. Look at that.
He's throwing the disc with so much trust right now. And you can tell someone's on fire by being able to guess the exact line they're throwing right when they start their approach.
Mm-hmm. Double G hanging out nice and wide and high. This looks great, too, if this spikes.
Oh, wow. Boy. And like you said, most parts of this course have really sticky grass, but this second shot
is a little skippier than years past. JohnE getting aggressive here. This looks good.
Nice posture from JohnE. Oh, no!
Another really good-looking shot that's OB by a foot.
And I think he did cross in bounds going to that point, so he will have a lie right behind the basket. And there's Yuli giving himself a 25-footer with that zone.
I think he's just outside the circle. Or just inside. Great putt.
Mm-hmm. And again, really only losing 0.27 strokes to the field on this one. And just being able to be still one down through this point.
He managed that hole really well. He went OB off the tee really early. He played 2 good shots to save his bogey. Best case scenario from his tee shot.
And this is a big putt for G. He's about 33 feet from the basket, just taking his out-of-bounds meter. Mm-hmm.
Saves his par. Great save.
And he's been hustling for these par saves, too, so it's good to see him still managing as well. A lot of good putting from this card.
Here's Dickerson for the birdie, for the 5-for-6 start.
Okay, 5 for 6, not too shabby. And that was one of, I believe, about 15 birdies that day. So he joins a nice elite club of about 200 players trying to get the birdie on this hole. So 2 fantastic shots.
Yeah, picking up almost 2 strokes on the field with that birdie.
Luckily, JohnE did cross in bounds with that hyzer, so he is able to take his meter in and give himself a pretty easy putt for this par.
JohnE living on the edge, barely got in bounds off the tee, and then he's barely out of bounds on his second shot, almost tripping over the OB line.
And a tiny sigh of relief, the players get to breathe. In hole number 7, 275 feet, shortest hole on the course, or I think second shortest hole on the course. Straight ahead shot, Bassett's looking right at you. If you do hit an early tree, there is a chance of roll bouncing left into a creek, but you'll see a lot of these types of shots.
Yeah, personally, I play the righty sidearm. You know, this is one of those holes you know you want to get, but it takes a lot of focus still.
Yeah, that early tree left is where a lot of shots are going and hitting. You still
That's a
have to
great
execute, and yeah, there's
it's
another birdie.
A great play to just play it at those trees because those trees are only 20 to 25 feet from the basket.
And Garrett going with a techie little flip-up backhand.
Oh, he pulls it. Oh, works out. It's going to hit that tree. He's going to be probably 30-ish feet. He's going to have to straddle out, though.
And we might be seeing the over-the-road hyzer from JohnE.
Okay, I saw this too in my final round.
Yeah, that's circle one. And that branch that is guarding that underneath the tree line is very low this year, especially after the storms that came through here. So JohnE must have thrown that thing extremely low.
Ulibarri going with the mantis, I believe. It's got to sit down. It's going to be in the circle.
Wind is starting to pick up just a bit. Garrett from about 35 feet. Just ticks the left side.
You can tell that's just not his natural putt to have to go with the Anheuser.
Yeah, especially being such a hyzer putter.
Yep. He says, all right. Still cashes it in.
His putt is starting to look just super dialed in right now. He's had to hit quite a few of these circles edge putts.
Yeah, he's feeling confident on the putting green right now. Any look for birdie he has for the rest of this round, you know he's going to want to cash in.
Yeah, exactly. And a sweet little skip shot birdie from JohnE.
Par tap out from G, and we got 3 birdies and a par.
Given that Chris Dickerson makes his 7-footer.
Let's see if he has it. There you go, Chris. 6 for 7 for Chris to start his round. It's a dream start.
Absolutely.
At this course. The hardest holes on the course are the front 9. So,
and this is definitely one of those holes. This is a forced gap shot, essentially. You must cross this creek to get in bounds. You are teeing off from the out-of-bounds section. Once you cross that creek, you still have to give another 100 to 200 feet of distance if you want to give yourself an easy shot at this green.
Yeah, it's just whatever shot you feel comfortable getting through the gap. I've seen sidearms through the gap, flex shots, hyzer flips. I've even seen a big hyzer before over the trees. Just getting through the gap is important.
Exactly. And you know Dickerson's got that star power, that green disc that he's been throwing.
Yeah, it's an intimidating gap.
And it's that's going to drift nicely. And
wow.
That left side of the fairway is really nice too for a righty. You can kind of throw a baby flip up shot.
That's only going to be about 250 feet from the pin. That was a big tee shot. JohnE with something similar here. That looks great too. Good distance on it.
Yeah, and the dream after hitting the gap is to be able to attack that green with a mid-range, putter type disc with how sloped the green is.
Exactly.
Here's Uli with a nuke. Oh.
Ooh, he did what I did.
It can get through. There are some openings up top.
It's kind of a 60-40 chance. And he gets that 40.
He'll have to take his drive from the drop zone. And then here's Double G. I'm not sure if this is a Halo Wraith or Destroyer. He has been opting for the Wraith a lot more recently. Oh my gosh.
This was so far. I watched this drive and I knew that it was Double G. That's a 600-foot shot.
That's massive. And that very well might have, looking at the flight, it might have been a Wraith.
It very well might have been.
600 feet with a 11 speed, not too bad.
Not too bad. Yuli probably going with a nuke here.
At this point, you don't really have to even... it's almost like we don't
Yeah.
have to guess what disc he's throwing.
Nuke, Raptor,
Mantis.
zone.
Zone. And
That's
a
perfect.
solid shot there from Yuli.
He's going to save his bogey, maybe even give it a run for the par.
And that is a stubborn mid-range he
Wow.
just threw.
That's fantastic. He might have a difficult putt there. It's tough to say what kind of lie he has, but he's going to have a putt for birdie.
This is definitely a putter for Dickerson.
Plays it low. Oh, okay. It's going to be a safe run for the birdie.
It's so interesting when Garrett throws a touch shot, how his weight shift is so efficient that he actually has to pull back on the disc.
Yep. Yuli for the par.
Throw it, dude.
He's going to have to settle for a bogey.
And here's Dickerson for 7 down through 8.
Unbelievable, man. This is
This is the
This
best start that I've...
this is the best start I've ever seen on camera or in person. This is record-setting pace. JohnE with the birdie.
That's a great birdie. Back-to-back birdies for Johnny.
Fantastic birdie. Hole 8 is super difficult, coming in at 0.39 strokes above par. So getting a birdie here is huge. This is double G for the birdie, too. We're going to have 3 birdies on this card and a bogey from Yuli.
That does not happen too often.
I think my card went 3, 4, 4, 5, which makes sense. But, yeah, just a lot of scoring separation on that hole.
And then hole 9, the bridge hole, straight ahead, island shot. Kind of some sneaky wind on this one that you don't necessarily feel off the tee.
Yeah, it felt like a head, a little bit of right-left. So he's probably going with a stable mid-range here, playing for the left side of the green. It's got to go.
Oh, no, and he's just in the tip of that OB corner.
Wow.
That hurts.
He's going to have to be throwing from the drop zone there. They're saying go in.
Oh,
Great shot from JohnE. He's going to be looking to finish his front nine with a turkey.
Garrett looks like he's got that rock in his hand again. Baby Annie.
This looks, maybe deep.
It almost caught like a second wave of glide halfway through the flight.
It's going to be inbound. He's got a putt for birdie. What is this from Yuli? Buzz?
You know, I actually don't know. I'm wondering. It honestly looks like one of Nate Doss's old Predators. And I
Yeah.
don't know if they communicate frequently, but I think that's what that is. I'll have to ask him on that. But that's a newer addition to his bag, I believe, or at least one that I don't see him throw too often.
Right. Dickerson's got to save his bogey here to continue this hot round. And that's a great shot. He's going to finish the front nine at 6 under
600.
par, which is still fantastic. Yuli with a long look. Yeah, tough to run that. There's OB probably 20 to 25 feet behind the basket. Just looking at a headwind putt, I believe, from G. Yeah, that's a tough putt. I had a similar putt just inside the circle from there.
It's hard to go full run on it.
Yeah, JohnE with the birdie, finishing his front nine with the turkey, so he's going to be carrying some momentum going into the back.
Yeah, and the back being much more scoreable than the front nine. And JohnE to be only +1 after all of those rough bogey strokes, not too bad for damage control purposes.
Oh yeah, JohnE's a veteran. He never gives up on his round.
And after Double G taps in his 3 for a very, I guess, nicely bland front nine of 2 under par.
Yeah, not bad.
Dickerson's going to tap in the unfortunate bogey, shooting a 6 under on the front nine.
7 birdies.
That is it for us, folks. We will catch you on the back nine. Make sure to subscribe to Gatekeeper Media so we can keep bringing you more disc golf content. I'm Brian Earhart, joined by Tom.
Let's get after it on the back nine.
See you later.